Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is Jazzy, the video store Sasquatch here, and we are doing another Throwback Thursday. Took the week off last week. I wasn't gonna take the week off, but then I watched the Karate Kid movies. I was gonna do a whole thing about them, but like I was like, everyone's fucking seen those movies. It's like, yeah, it's kind of the same thing with this week's, but at least this week's a little bit more appropriate to my childhood than the previous generation childhood of mine. And on top of it, I never ended up watching the Karate Kid movie from Jackie the Jackie Chan, the new one. So kind of ruined the whole thing. So that is on me. And for horror movie nights, we didn't do one because I was starting the 31 Days of Personal Favorite. If you've been following on the Facebook page, you already know that we are through day 8. And the reason why I didn't start it last week is because we literally would have had one movie and then I had to, yeah, literally one movie and then had to move on from that one movie and then did a whole week's worth of next. So instead of doing that, I just took the week off. We'll be back for a full week this week, including a movie in the movie theater. And we are starting this Throwback Thursday with Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, directed by Jay Roach, starring Mike Myers, Elizabeth Hurley, Michael York, and Mimi Rogers, a world class playboy and part time secret agent from the 1960s, emerges after 30 years in a cryogenic state to battle with nemesis Dr. Evil. It came out in May 2nd of 1997 and had a budget of $16 million, an opening weekend of $9.5 million, and a gross of $67.7 million. To be honest with you, when I found it, it was on Family Movie Night or whatever. Literally, someone picked it out. We watched it. We all died laughing, and then I probably watched it like 3 more times that night and laughed probably as hard at every joke every time. I think every time I watch this movie, I find something a little bit new. Like this time, I noticed that the name on the first villain was General Isamo and a couple other like current event topics that I kind of missed when I would have been like a little child because it's probably like 98 when it came out on DVD finally or VHS actually at the time. But yeah, I definitely remember watching this as a group. Remember laughing, remember loving them. The next two I saw in theaters after that with family. So these are all movies that I saw in theaters right around it when they came out. Like, I just remember how big Austin Power was. Like how everyone made fun of. Like every line was quoted everywhere you went with the "Yeah Babies" and the Mojo and "You Think I'm Sexy" and all that kind of shit that he went through. I mean, even kind of my backdrop is a little bit inspired by Austin Powers with the colors and the weirdness, just because of the 60s that he celebrated, and that's kind of like what I like to see is the colorful stuff and like that. And like if you watch even like the old school like James Bond movies and stuff and the old movies that they're kind of making fun of, it's so funny the more you more to know the movie too, because you know exactly what the referencing with like Sudden Task and Number 2 and Mustafa or whoever Will Ferrell's character, Mufasa, whoever Will Ferrell's character's name, I Won't Die, Lucky Charms. There's just so many good jokes in this whole movie. So many great actors involved with it too. And Michael Myers did such a good job. And we all know that like Dana Carvey and him were a great team. It'd be amazing if we could have got like him as like Doctor Evil or even him as a bad character, Dana Carvey, that is pronouns, as Doctor Evil or a bad guy of some sort would have been awesome, but we kind of know that the feud started there. SNL actor. I mean, these movies are great. If you never watched them and you're like kind of young, watch them. You'll enjoy them. There's a lot of funny stuff in it. Some of the, yeah, I mean, some of the topical humor might come off a little hard, but it's not a lot of it. It is a good movie. That is Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, directed by Jay Roach. And then the second movie we're going to talk about, of course, you haven't figured out, is Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, directed by Jay Roach, Starring Mike Myers, Heather Graham, Michael York, and Robert Wagner. Dr. Evil's back and has invented a new time machine that allows him to go back to the 1960s and steal Austin Powers' mojo, inadvertently leaving him shagless. Came out June 11th, 1999. Had a budget of 33 million, so double the budget. Opening of 54.9 million, so it was a smash hit with a gross of $313.7 million. Yeah. This one is huge. I think that this one, honestly, I think people around my age would remember more. Maybe this one or Gold Member, to be honest. But this is the one that's probably most recognizable for him. This is the one where like everything, all the jokes really kind of derive from with him, and the kind of Doctor Evil, especially because this is like a really more Doctor Evil oriented episode because he goes back in time. This is where we're introduced to Fat Bastard as well. And Rob Lowe comes back as number two in the past, who Robert Wagner plays in the future. And we see Will Ferrell come back too. We're getting introduced to Mini Me. We see like the kind of funny relationship between Scott and him that kind of transformed there. I mean, this one stands up too. I mean, honestly, I was dying laughing at so many of the jokes that are just so silly, stupid that you would like, you just watch and you're like, you don't even realize it was a joke because you haven't watched enough movies. But then when you watch the movies, especially like the James Bond movies and stuff like this, like that I wouldn't have watched when I was younger like that I did now, and I kind of watch it and it's just the stupid little jokes with the names, the kind of mockery, the whole and the dick on the radar, all that. Like it's just so funny, so silly. It's so Michael Myers too. Even like the little one. Oh, I think never mind. That's the next one. I'll talk about it. But there's just so many like little jokes too, like that you just have to like you're not even prepared for at the time. That it's just so funny. They're so like dirty too, but they're not meant to be dirty. A little off the wall, and there is like but yeah, if you haven't seen these movies, check them out. They're all on Netflix right now. That's why I'm even talking about them. They popped up on Netflix on my feed one day. I watched all three of them, and I was like, these are so entertaining, and these are like everything I was talking about with like comfort movies and like just movies you watch over and over again because even I had forgotten. Like it probably been like 5 years, even 7 years, probably been 5, 10 years since I even watched or thought about an Austin Powers movie. And like the first thing I saw was like the joke, and like I was already into it, and I was watching it for the whole like hour 25 minutes. And that's another like perfect thing about these movies; they're all like hour and a half too. So they're all like the perfect timing. Like they're both like all silliness. You don't really have to watch them. You can just kind of zone out or do something else and like have it in the background and still catch the jokes and laugh. This one was international, or no, this one was The Spy Who Shagged Me, directed by Jay Roach as well. And the final one we're going to talk about here is Austin Powers in Gold Member, directed by Jay Roach, starring Mike Myers, Beyonce, Seth Green, and Michael York. Upon learning that his father has been kidnapped, Austin Powers must travel to 1975 and defeat the aptly named villain Goldmember, who is working with Doctor Evil. This came out on July 26th of 2002. Had a budget of $63 million, and I'm not surprised. This literally brought out everyone. Opening of 73, a gross of 296.9 million. This movie was the one that like I think just went over the top a little bit too much in some parts, and that's kind of why we didn't get another one after this because it was like, how do you top it off? And then it's kind of funny. I don't know, like the whole joke with Doctor Evil and him being the together as father and son, hilarious. Or not father and son, but father or brothers because they're through the father. Sorry, I kind of misspoke there. They're brothers through the father, and one abandoned him and sister, and then they all kind of get along. At the end, there, kind of a '90s thing there too, because the man and father, and all of a sudden you're just happy. The joke I was referring to is like the sub goes by, and like has to have like an air filtration system or something, and it just pops out like a little fart in the butt of the Doctor Evil sub. I thought that was hilarious. Just had me dying laughing. Like just a little detail like that is just so funny. It's just like it goes back to like all these movies are all like fart and dick jokes, and like it's just, yeah, there are, but they're funny as fuck fart and dick jokes, and they they kind of, they're very subtle, and like there's just a lot of subtle jokes in this one too. I think that what's his name, popping up as the father was a great call here. He did it very well. Um, oh man, Michael Caine, right? Yeah, Michael Caine, um, the father, and then the Faja. Uh Michael Myers brought again with Gold Member, a new character. Fat Bastard plays a cameo in it. Beyonce actually does a pretty good job in this movie. She's not really a terrible actress. Remember the other movie she was in was pretty bad. Wasn't bad at all. It wasn't my type of movie, but it wasn't bad at all. And she wasn't bad in it, that's for sure. Um, and yeah, I mean, this one is enjoyable. This is probably the one the most that people my age would remember, because we definitely were in theaters for this. I know I went to the theaters for the other one too, but we're definitely in theaters for this one. And like we probably went as like groups and watch it and quote it next, Monday morning after school, because there's so many funny jokes. The mole joke. There's just so many good jokes. Yeah. If you are from the younger generation, you have never seen these. This is on Netflix now. And please go and watch them. And like we're talking about, like I know we're kind of talking about comedy in the Halloween time, but this comedy kind of leads to like just like perfect costumes for every Halloween member, because it just goes back a decade and it has so many colors and so many stuff like this. Like, there's so many stuff. There's so much renegade in this. Like we don't get comedies that like this at all anymore, and we should. It's a crime, and I hope that we may, if he does make another one, it is funny, and they kind of keep the raw humor that they had for this. But that is Gold Member, directed by Jay Roach. We're going to talk about the box office now for the weekend of October 3rd to the 5th. Taylor Swift, the official release party of a showgirl, had $33 million in sales. It doesn't surprise me. Anything with Taylor Swift's going to just have a huge number behind it. And then One Battle After Another is still in second place with 11.1 for $2.8 million total. Those are the only two over $10 million from the weekend. The Rocks movie did premiere. I did not go watch it. I do want to go watch it. This is a critical movie though, like a critical, like expected movie. You know what I mean? I don't expect like a huge number from it. The $6 million is kind of low. I figured it'd be around 6 to 12, but I mean, what are you gonna get with these type of movies? It's gonna get a streaming life and hopefully some award buzz for these guys. I will try and watch it over the weekend. I don't even know what the movie is this weekend, but there has to be a scary movie coming out soon. So I will see you tomorrow with our horror movie rundown for the 31 days. We have 8 pretty good freaking movies, if I say so myself, since they are 31 of my personal favorite movies. Let me know if your comments below. Anything, if you've seen the movies, what movies you like, whatever movies you don't like. Thank you guys very much for watching, and please follow me. If we can get 15 more people on the Facebook, we can do live stuff. And that's kind of the goal here. So please do that. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a good rest of your day or night. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment your top movie picks for Throwback Thursday in the comments section. And see you next time in the cave.